Bleak Harbor. In the heart of Bleak Harbor, where rain never seemed to stop and neon signs buzzed faintly in the gloom, John the Raven Rathmore sat behind his cluttered desk. The smoke from his cigarette curled lazily upward, mixing with the stale scent of cheap whiskey that lingered in the air. His office was a cramped, dimly lit sanctuary amid the city's chaos. A place where secrets hid in every shadow. His gaze rested on a faded photograph pinned to the wall, a woman with dark hair and eyes full of sorrow. Lila Marlowe. She had vanished 5 years ago, swallowed by the city's shadows, leaving Rathmore haunted by questions he could never answer. Just as he took a slow drag from his cigarette, the phone on his desk rang sharp and sudden, shattering the silence. "Rathmore," he growled, picking up the receiver with a practiced edge. "You got yourself a problem?" A familiar voice crackled through the line, sharp and urgent. "Maggie Sinclair. Once a celebrated investigative journalist for the Harbor Chronicle. Now something else entirely. A woman who knew how to survive in a city that ate people alive." She was back, and from the tone in her voice, she wasn't calling for small talk. "I need you to find someone," she said, breathless but determined. "Lila Marlowe, and I think I know where to start." Rathmore leaned back, rubbing the stubble on his chin. The Blue Moon Club on the dive, where the music was loud and the dangers were louder. It was the last place anyone wanted to be after dark, but it was exactly where they had to go. The Blue Moon was a den of thieves, drunks, and worse. Gunmen lingered in shadowed corners, eyes always searching for trouble, while dancers like Leela used their charm to survive. But when Rathmore and Sinclair arrived, the club was crawling with whispers, and tension. Lila was missing. They dug deeper into the underbelly of Bleak Harbor, following a trail slick with danger. Blood-stained alleyways led to crooked cops who would sell their own mothers for a buck, and informants who double-crossed faster than you could blink. But it soon became clear Lila was more than a dancer. She held secrets that powerful men wanted buried. Chief among them, Vito Russo, a mob boss whose reach spread like a cancer through the city. Each clue they uncovered peeled back layers of corruption and betrayal, revealing a world where loyalty was bought and sold, and trust was a currency none could afford. But Sinclair's fearless reporting, combined with Rathmore's street smarts, made them a dangerous pair of broken souls, fighting back. Their investigation took them from smoky backrooms filled with the stench of sweat and desperation to deserted warehouses where echoes of violence still lingered. They moved like shadows themselves, blending with the night, always a step ahead or sometimes a step behind. But the deeper they went, the more their own dark pasts clawed their way into the present. Rathmore's demons weren't just in the bottle. They haunted every step he took. Sinclair carried wounds, invisible to the eye, but raw to the soul. So together, they weren't just chasing a missing woman, they were chasing redemption. The final confrontation came on a rain-slick night in the bowels of Russo's hideout too. Guns thundered, glass shattered, and the air was thick with gunpowder and desperation. Rathmore and Sinclair fought through the chaos, their hearts pounding in sync with the violence around them. But when they finally reached the inner sanctum, the sight froze them. Lila Marlowe lay lifeless on the floor, her pale skin stark against a pool of crimson. Her secrets had cost her dearly. Silence fell, broken only by the distant wail of a saxophone echoing through the empty streets outside. Battered but unbroken, Rathmore and Sinclair emerged from the carnage. The empire of Vito Russo was in ruins, but the city's darkness remained. Rathmore looked at Sinclair. his voice rough but certain. We did it. She met his gaze, a mix of relief and sorrow in her eye. Yeah, we did. But this isn't the end. Not by a long shot. Bleak Abo never rested. There were always more dams in danger, more lies to unravel, and more demons to face. But for tonight, they had won a small battle in a city that knew nothing but struggle. As the rain fell and the neon flickered, two unlikely allies vanished into the night, carrying with them the fragile hope that even in the darkest places, some light still fights to shine.